Guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you guys can hit 650 FPS on a Windows computer. Now, I'm sure most of you are on a Windows or you're super lucky and you're on a gaming PC, but I promise you my FPS would usually jump to 650 right now, but it's not really jumping because I'm not really on my main setup where I have my good Wi-Fi and everything. Now, I know Wi-Fi might not affect FPS that much, but if you have really bad Wi-Fi, trust me guys, it would. Because right now, this would be like 712, 720, around there. Maybe if I go, let's go unlimited. See, is it still the same? Yeah, it's still the same. So anyway, I am in fact getting 200 FPS, like not even like doing anything. If I stand still, I made it so that my FPS doesn't drop. If that happens to you, my FPS just sits there. If I zoom, obviously it's going to be bigger because it doesn't have to render like all this. Now, I'm sure if I turned off custom sky, I would get that good FPS. But I am now going to just show you guys the settings I have. I have graphics on fast, smooth lighting off, and I'm also going to explain the different settings in case you guys don't agree with me. Smooth lighting is like, it's kind of like in the title, like it's gonna make everything look very smooth, but like honestly I don't notice much of a difference versus if you have it off. It's like fancy light and fast light, you know, it like it doesn't really matter. So turn that stuff off. I have this at normal because if I put it on auto, it's this big. If I put it on small, it's this small, so I just keep it normal. Brightness, I like to have it on bright so I can see my players very well because I don't have much of a render distance, as I will talk about later on in the video. Dynamic lights, I have those off because that's just an extra thing you don't really need. Shaders, I don't have that on because I have fast render on. I'll explain that after. Clouds, I have them off. Trees, I have them fast because trees can actually really give you a lot of like lag and FPS drop, especially if you're playing single player. Sky, I have that as an off if you want to use a texture pack. If you don't have that on, and also turn off skies, so like this. Sorry, I meant off. And then yeah, so you want to have all that off, but I don't do that. I just have this stars on just so I get that custom wallpaper, let's call it. Sun and moon off. Fog, I have that off. Translucent blocks, I have that on fast. Dropped items, I also have that on fast. I also have this on fast. This is like it's like the right here, the black outline that you can see. Like look at right here on my screen. I just have that on fast because this thing's gonna be really annoying. Go back, I have swamp colors, I have that on off. Again, that's just an extra thing, I just have it off. You know, if it says off, you're faster, like it'll affect things like grass, leaves, vines, and water. So I mean, you could have that on, but it says slower and it's the default, and usually Minecraft doesn't really recommend the best stuff. Cloud height, I have that as off. Rain and snow, I have that off just because again that's extra things you don't really need. Show capes, I just have that on because why not. Fog doesn't really matter because you have it off. Held item tooltips, I just have that on, but you don't really need it. I just use it for, let's say, Sky Wars or something. Entity shadows, I have that as off because what it is, it pretty much, I think this is the one where it outlines, I think it's like the shadow when you're stepping. I don't know why I see it now, so maybe I'm confused, but yeah, I just have that as off because I just think it's an extra thing, you know, I don't want it off. Alternate blocks, I have that on. Smooth biomes, I have that off. Again, anything with smooth, you want it to be off because, you know, that just adds, like, it's fancier graphics, but like you don't want fancier graphics because then your game is slower, if that makes sense. Animations, so I did have all of these off, but then so like lava wouldn't animate and stuff, and it's a small price to pay. But if you guys don't want your game to be that bad, just copy these settings. I'll give you like 5 seconds. You can just pause the video if needed. I have distance 6. You could put it 4, but then your game would be garbage. So I recommend 6. Max frame rate unlimited. Don't put it here because then you get Vsync and it's not really good if you're Godbridging. And I'll show you why. So if I Godbridge right now, as you can see, there's no macro at all. So if I Godbridge right now, okay, so as you can see, if I Godbridge just this and then I turn it on, Vsync, you're gonna see like it's kind of like view bobbing, and right now it feels like super laggy. Like I don't know if you guys can tell, but if I'm turning right now, it feels super laggy. It does not feel smooth. My FPS drops all the way to 61, obviously, but it feels like really crusty. And then if I turn it back on, unlimited, you see how smooth that is? So then when I'm Godbridging, it looks like this, and it's not really good. It's already super bad. Like I could never play like this. But this is how it is pretty much. Like, as you can see, I can't even Godbridge. It's just like it's so slow that I can't even like. Everything is so delayed, kind of thing. That's the vibes we're picking up. So keep that unlimited or keep it around 75. You don't really want 40 FPS because then your game's gonna look like a toaster. So just have that unlimited for now. View bobbing, have that off because that's when you're walking. It does this. You see how everything's kind of jiggling up and down in a way. See this? I don't really like view bobbing. It's like shaking my whole camera. It's not good for bridging. If I just moonwalk or something, that didn't happen. If I moonwalk like this, look at, I can't even place. I can't even like. You see that? You see how bad it is? Like Godbridging, same thing. Like I can't. It's just it feels like I just can't. Like I can't even. Yeah, I can't really. Like I can't. It just feels weird. So turn that off. Use VBOs. I have that on. It's not really letting me turn it off. So just keep that on, I guess. Alternate blocks, I have that on a off. Dynamic fob, I have that on, but that's like you won't get like I have it this on, but I like in my lunar client settings, I have them two different things. So I don't like if I'm pulling back a bow, it doesn't, or if I'm running, it doesn't zoom me in or like zoom me back. You know, I just don't use it personally. Quality, my MIP map levels are off. All of this is off until you get to connected textures. I have that fast because I don't know if it lets you turn it off, does it? Oh, and you might get this a lot, so don't be alarmed. You may have to like restart your game a bunch. My game crashes when it gets like big. Like let's say I turn something off and that thing was like something big, like maybe trees or something. My game might crash and then you're gonna have to reload, but it's perfectly fine. Don't be alarmed. It could even freeze. Just say don't click anything, otherwise the screen will go white. Just give it time, let it do its thing, and then eventually it'll work. So as you can see, connected textures. I'm just gonna leave that off because I feel like it's gonna be better. Custom sky, I have that on. Custom entity models, I have that on. My MIP map is on nearest. My anti-aliasing is off. My random entities is off. Better snow, I have that off. Custom colors off. Like all this is just extra stuff. You don't need custom. Like it's just no, you don't need it. Smooth FPS, have it off because like if you turn it on, it's just gonna stick one, and I don't really like it. So I just have it on off. Fast render, you want that on because it's gonna like not do any fancy stuff. Render regions, you want that on. Smart animations, you want that on. Chunk updates, you want at 1. Smooth world, you want that off because again, it has smooth. You don't want that. Fast math, you have that on. And lazy chunk loading and dynamic updates, you want on because lazy chunk and fast math are like, again, doesn't care so much about fancy stuff. It just makes it like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, if I have this off, I think it's going to be slower, because lazy chunk is like, let's say you're not getting each pixel on a grass block, for instance, or something. My Lego meter's off, show FPS. I have that off because I have the Lunar client mod. Full screen, use that on because you do actually get more FPS if it's on versus if it's off. Weather's off, 3D analyzing. So again, you want that on. You want this off. Screenshot size default. Debug profile, you want that off. Advanced tooltips off. Time doesn't really matter. Full screen mode, you want that at this, and then autosave 6 minutes, and then show GL errors, you want that on. And that's pretty much it. So a lot of you guys, if you guys are getting like 60 FPS or something, this tutorial should really help you, and you should really notice an improvement in your game. And if you did, please like and subscribe, guys. I know you must be sick of hearing that from YouTubers, being like, subscribe, guys, like, it really helps the channel. I know. I hate saying it, guys, but please, I'm really trying to push my subscriber count right now, trying to give you guys some bomb videos. So again, if this video helped you, please like, subscribe. But if it didn't, please write in the comments, and I will reach out to you and make like a private video just for you, or public, doesn't matter. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. So thank you so much, and peace out.